have said. Picture this. It's 2022. You are quite bored and you really wanna do something big. After seeing multiple people make manic animations and sick games, you think to yourself about what you could do. You just don't know where to start. And that's exactly how it started. Part 1. Set the stage. Around 2019, I was flipping around my YouTube recommended until I saw a game that vastly interested me. It was a video of BirthTower Halloween 2018 demo. Just a few minutes in, I was already stupefied. I immediately began searching for the game until I found out there was a demo, the Sage 2019 demo. And it was at the exact moments where the devotion for BirthTower began. I watched lots of videos on it, listened to most of the OST, tried a lot of the builds available, and barely drew any of the characters. It's easy to state that I became a big BirthTower fan. BirthTower seeped into all crevices of my life, so much so that I bought BirthTower Day 1. If I was gonna do anything big, it would probably be related to BirthTower. Now, let's set up another thing. Way back as a little piece of shit, I remember seeing a clip from a PewDiePie video of a weird cartoon, most likely anime, of a girl saying some broken English. I don't exactly remember me laughing at the video, but more certainly at PewDiePie. A few years ago, I had recommended the exact same clip. Now, way back, I didn't like anime. Not to say that I like it now, more so I'm willing to experiment. I don't like a lot of it, but some are indeed good. Even if I like to say that I refrain from watching any type of anime, I did slip up from time to time. Some of those slip-ups include Noragami, Mage Dragon, JoJo Part 3 and 4, and Pop Team Epic. I watched them, yes, but there's only a few of them I remember actually talking about, or hell, even remember its bits. None of them made me say out loud, this thing is good. Going back to the re-recommendation, I eventually get more, and more of them come. I watch a few clips here and there until Sarsi comes up to me and says they know what that means, and invites me to watch it with him. Over the course of a few months, I've watched the entirety of Azuday, and I loved it. Honestly, it has its caveats, rashes, bumps, but it didn't stop me from filling up in a dangerous amount of info though. Long story short, I became an Azuday. It honestly opened up the ability for me to watch other things, like, you know, fucking Nick Joe, what else, Kill Me Baby, shit, It's not hard for me to say that if I'm wired to make something big, it could be something related to Azuday. And that is how it truly started. Yo, shit for me! Part 2. You thought there was just gonna be a video on that? The first project I truly considered making, or the first big thing I did, is Zage's Azuday. Long story short, it's a small animatic I did on flashcards and put it on the internet. I spent a few months making it and I think it's good. It might be rough, but it's good. If you notice, Aegis Azuday was at least 2 days before BirthTower's release date. Yes, the thing you actually want to hear, BirthTower, began a bit before that. There's something, I don't know. You gotta take note that a lot of the info that I have on my brain might be a little bit wacky because it's weird. My brain's weird. In 2022, McPick released the Eggplant Billions trailer. The Notorious Quarter 3 release date was set insane. After 5 to 6 years, BirthTower was going to release. The wait was finally gonna pay off. Imagine how things away. And then, with the topic of making something big still in mind, I think BirthTower already has mods. When it releases, it's bound to have some more, right? What if I made one? My mind immediately started thinking of ideas. What could I put/make on BirthTower? And as fate would have it, I was in the middle of watching Azuday. My mind then came up with the first proper idea. A mod that replaces Vigilante with Yatsuba. A few days later, BirthTower's Twitter stated that VG alongside some other characters excluding Noise Pepino will not be playable. Honestly, it wasn't much of a shocker because the only thought that came to mind after I read that was, what other characters has Kiyohiko Azuma made that I could utilize? Part 2.1. Why the Kid? It was the first character that I fought. Some people like to say that Tomo will be Pepino. Some others think Osaka. Some others think it might be someone else. Yet everyone agrees, me included, that Chiyo with Takeshi over Grass and Brick will be a no-brainer. I read those things after I set Chiyo to be Pepino. There's no turning back. But in the hindsight, Yomi would be a possible replacement. Hell, in the Stage he's better than Pepino, but like, I'm not gonna change every sprite again. Settle with Chiyo. Some other thoughts you may have are, word of mouth. Every character I try to draw, I try to add a twist to them. Just twist is having no mouth. This isn't an Azuday specific designer, that's the way I draw her. Line of pixel perfect, dude. I remember thinking that, by some reason, MacPig didn't have a pixel perfect on. A lot of the base sprites for Azuday have the pixel perfect on crushed to them because of that. Mixing with the fact that I barely knew how to animate back then, and yet, they need to be remade. Part 3. Concocting the concoction. This hopefully will be the part that actually has important stuff on the screen, so if you can, could you look at it? Thanks if you do. The first base thing I did from Azuday was a drawing. This one to be exact. She was a hunchback. This was way before I wasn't scared of drawing proper legs, so Osaka has sticks instead of chins. Tomoto is the only character that I think looks fine here. What the hell is a Chino? This was a past idea I had renaming him character, including Osaka and Chiyo. Chiyo's name would be something along the lines of Chiyo Marinara, and Osaka would be something along the lines of Ayaudo Ostavo Calzone. If my memory isn't failing me, that idea persisted until I was making the title card for Pepper Cat, in which I gave up and named Chiyo normally. But with all of that settled, I finally had a base character to start things off with. But now, it's time to get my hands dirty. The first sprite I've ever done for Azuday was obviously the idol. Looking back on it it's kind of crusty, muddy, crappy, Looking back on it now, most of the sprites I've done has some small details that I hopefully change, like the fact that Chiyo's legs were literal lines instead of more thicker lines, some head shapes not being shapes in general, in some cases the animation being a bit stiff. Side note, you know that ARG mod? It uses old animations from Azuday. In that one trash video when the one guy states that the Chiyo animation was like Pacino's fight shit, it hurt a bit. But honestly it is. Some animations on the other hand look fine. They serve their job. Stuff like Mac3 and some idols just need a little bit of polish. Oh hell, a full redraw. That's why I kept them as they were, or it's laziness. There's some still shitty animations that I want to change, but the animations won't be animations until they're put in the game. So immediately after I finished the idol, I went to work on how I put it in BirthTower. Take note, it was in the middle of April/May. Way back when BirthTower was recently released, meaning that I had barely anything to help me out. It was a manic scramble of trying to figure out how Undertale modding 2 works, reading ancient game banana tutorials for Demo 3, and having sprites be warped and smelly and crappy, until I cracked and decided to venture into the ancient BirthTower Discord. After going to the modding channel spins, I found one thing that was a literal godsend for me. Do you ever wonder who Toto was on the Azuday credits? This single document made Azuday possible, and it could be the very well reason why Beta 1 was on longer betas to release. If you didn't bother to read the tutorial, it's simple. I added every single sprite, more specifically its frames, by hand, aka setting coordinates, setting some more coordinates, dragging and dropping texture pages, readjusting bounding boxes until they're just right, and praying everything goes well once it's saved.
Oh my!
It was a sort of manic fucking thing for me because I knew this stuff like import graphics was a thing that existed, but I decided to not to do it. Wait until like, I don't know, like beta 3. I caved and I don't know if it was beta 3 or like right after beta 1 release and I was making beta 2. But still, I don't think you're going to be hearing anything about beta 1 after this. If you want to take everything from Mr. Big Dude Azuday himself, 1. Use Pixel Perfect. 2. Import graphics is your friend. And 3. You cannot escape the update. After a few months of working, spriting small-minded changes to Geo, turning Pixel Perfect on for once and having to relearn Excel to make a proper patch, it was time. I went on to my year-long dormant game banana page, and it contained one mod that I made as a joke for Super Mario Kart ZX, and now was going to be home to another mod. Whenever I have to post a thing, a thing that is completely different from what I posted to, I try to delay it as much as I can, in fear of what will happen next. I think that in life, if there is something that seems hard or scary, you need to turn off everything. Not only fear, but hope, probable happiness, and your bladder. It's not gonna be posted until you hit that enter key. So you're just gonna sit there and wait. Whatever happens from this point won't be predictable, so it's better to bite the bullet than wait to get shot. But reception for Azuday's Beta 1 was fine. It wasn't featured, it was there, yet it didn't stop me from continuing BirthTower. Shockingly, people liked what I have the mod, and I was gonna just keep it half-baked. I am not talking about beam building. I could go on and on with Azuday. There was the time that I found about the first videos done in Azuday. There was the time that I found about Tomo of Pepino. There was the time where I opened the Set Cow Zone. But honestly, the birthday is 2 days from now, so I'm going to keep it simple. Like the Azudays beforehand, you're not going to be seeing a release date. Don't take it as a mockery, it's just because I don't want to add time crunch to a mod. I can say right now that the update is so much done. Obviously there's stuff like tracks still to be made. We've done some fucking things like the base, sprites, the transformations, but there's still stuff to be done. And so, in order to cap off this video, I asked on many platforms and Twitter about your questions and Azuday. There's only a few questions, excluding Discord, so I'll ask all of them. Not gonna do like a guy that fucking picks 20 questions out of 300. You're going to get your questions answered. Starting off from the lovely Andrej 5838. Oh dear golly gee. Will Utadefoko Utane be present in the Talbot update? A man can only dream. Will Talbot have a boss team and an escape team, just like Shion Kachiro? If you're talking a boss team, I think that's only one of the few tracks that I actually don't know if that will happen. Obviously, there's going to be an escape team. It's already on YouTube, at least the lap 2 team, but there's a lap 1 team, and it's still being worked on, but still. What is Kaori? Also, who's gonna be the boys? First off, Kaori. Kaorin is Jerome, and that's not Kaorin, just like how Pikaki is not Sakaki. The weird Jerome Kaori hybrid is called Mrs. K. I will not disclose the second question. Also, I think the priest guy was replaced as Sakaki. I think that's from an offshot thing. I put it here because the priest is Kimura's wife. How did you mistake that for Sakaki? I can see people mistaking it for stuff like Osaka, but how did you mistake that for Sakaki? I should have not put those eyes. Will more Lucky Star characters appear? If I had any chance of making a fucking Lucky Star mod, probably with Kagami. I am not going to draw any more of that blue-haired whore. Now to Twitter. Okay, let's see. What is Kanana's problem with Chio? Well, I'm just going to do a little bit of sleuthing in order to properly make this question a proper question. Let me search it up. Konatsu was born apparently in the late 80s, early 90s. And Chio apparently born March 1980. 89. The basic thing is that Konata is pissed off at Chio because I don't fucking know, she got out of school early and stuff like that. You know, you might maybe do another fucking thing, and let's just say like, oh, I don't know, Konata's just being a pure chaos. She threw Pizza Head off the goddamn pizza tower. Konata doesn't fucking have a problem with Chio. Chio's just there. She hates Chio. She wants to kick the shit out of Chio. You don't question Konata. You just shoot her in the head. Watch the pink stuff Kachiro and the war clones are made of. It's made of this guy. His name is the Hellish Pink Finger. He is a failed Chio clone. He's a failed Chio clone. That's it. That's it. That's the whole fucking thing. He's a failed Chio clone. He got secluded into like a place in the fucking pizza tower, and now he's running at Chio, and he just wants to like be a normal person. That's why he has the Kachiro, because he thinks that Kachiro looks normal. Talking about Kachiro, we got another fucking question here. What is Kachiro? And how'd you do that? I don't know how to tell the rest of the question, so I'm just going to answer the first. Kachiro is a vessel. She's as much as a suit as a Mario suit is to an old man. She is a vessel meant to make the Hellish Pink Finger look normal. And now, the Sadakazo, which has the most questions, so I'm going to answer them very briefly. Or not briefly, this is my fucking channel, I do whatever the hell I want. Will Tomo watch the Nostalgia Critic? You're saying that like she hasn't. Is the countdown a teaser? No, it's a time for when I should take off the pizza. When does Seiji get me out of the basement? I don't have a basement. When can I play as the Blob? Right now! When will Azuday become real? Whenever Yukari shows me her. Is there any plans in this update or future launch that fun extra features, Halloween compatibility, or built-in lap tree forward come to mind? I think we had, like in a past version of the Tomo update, way before we had to port your fucking noise update, we had a sort of lap tree thing going. But if I had to like add another extra laps, it would probably be like scouting laps. You finish a lap, you get more time, and I think high scoring shit is way better than this shit because I don't want it to be like an extra fucking thing. And besides, I'm shit at lap 3, so Halloween compatibility would be great and stuff like that. I want to add more stuff to Azuday. I don't want it to be like just a reskin mod. I mean, I already did that with stuff like the bazooka and the other shit. My joke question is, when do we get to play as Chio's dad? Right now! How many times does Chio have to deal with chaos and amazes? You're saying that like she doesn't have to. You're saying that like she, by some strange amount. Will Otis from the hit movie Barnyard and the hit TV series Back at the Barnyard be in Azuday? No. Am I legally allowed to punch Chio as far as I can?
Oi mate, you got a license for Buddy Chio?
I got a license for Buddy Chio right here.
Where's my fucking money?
Oh yeah,
there's some good shit right here.
Will Azu be added to the tower in the next update? Didn't we add Azuday? Weren't we getting Azuday Plus? I hope you like bees. When I place the tower, I'm gonna crush Tio.
Tomo for US President win tomorrow.
Do anyone in the mod Azuday likes apples? Hold on, let me check. Do any of you like apples? No. Okay. I don't think they will Snotty be replaced with Yatsuba. Don't give me a reason to kill Snotty. Do any of y'all in the dev team fuck with Ultra Kill? Him, I don't know, it's me. It's a little bit of shit game. What? Oh, just because I hate your game. Just because I hate your game, you're just gonna cut me down. Oh yeah, you gotta do that. That fucking come. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna fucking, yeah, come here. Okay. Yeah! Is the mod coming out? No. Hello, hi. How many war crimes Tumble tests? 1, 2, 5. What will happen if Tor tried attempt to kill Tumult? how do I send tumult and fan letter? I promise it won't include a fight bomb. No promises on poisonous gas. You can send your very own tumult letter at super sick tumult email at super sick tumult email 28823a@gmail.com. But she'll be added as a playable character one day. You mean that you don't like Chico? After the Tumult's updates / campaign releases, do you guys intend to continue working on Azuday to provide new content or quality of life updates? After I'm done with Azuday, I probably will not touch it for like a few fucking things. Not to say that it's shit, might just say that I wanna do other stuff that doesn't include the Azuday stuff. Marbles. With Dr. Oktoberfest, we added to the game. Doctor! Get behind me! Well, Zuzu, to be real, Zuzu to film a win. Don't you dare put a toe hole near my fucking Azuday. Do you plan on making any more music, not specifically BirthTower music, after Azuday wraps up development? I already made more music. Fucking marbles? 4 tracks? 4 tracks on Marble, I made all of them, but if you're thinking of like me actually releasing stuff like an album, I don't think you're going to be listening to stuff like an album from me. Music making is hard, and I only get to do that specifically whenever I get like a kick out of it. Why is the water wet? Because we ran out of budget for dry water. English or Spanish? Olha esse filho da puta tentando me fazer truques e glitches. Olha esse filho da mãe tentando me fazer de danada. Tentando me fazer de danada. Esse filho da puta cheio de cupim, fudido, cagado, fedorento, catinga, pênis, cheio de mijo. And that's it. I don't know how to end. Okay, so there's a few questions that I accidentally forgot to answer, so I'm just going to answer them now. Is Azuday canon to both Azuday and BirthTower? Yes, it's like a universe where both of them exist at the same time, and I'm just going to connect that with another fucking question. Is there any particular reason why Chill ended up doing what she's doing at the Pepino role? Is there more to how they ended up there? Well, it's simple. Azuday takes place a few years after Azuday finished, and Chill, after finishing like Harvard or some kind of fucked up college like that, decided that it was a good idea to just like make a pizzeria in order to have like a job until she can find like a proper job. That's it. Pepino exists somewhere, but not in the place where she is. That's the gist. Does it contain red 40?